Hi and welcome. This is Hayden from Connect here. Thanks for tuning in to my Power BI tutorials. In this video in this series, I'm going to take you into Power Query and just show you some basics around Power Query and how you can help transform your data to make it work for you. So in the previous videos, we've imported several sets of data and we've built the relationships. Now what I want to do, I'm going to take you through a number of videos and show you different things that I want to do here. So this is the Power Query. What I want to do today is work on the shipments table. So we've imported the shipments. What I have here is a number of columns. So I've got my source location, my destination location, the date the order was placed for the shipment, the shipping date, and the delivery date. Now, what I want to do here is I've got three cost tables. So I've got shipping cost, accessorial cost, and demurrage cost. Now, what I want is all of those costs in a single table, in a single column. So I want a column here of all the cost values and another column at the side that says whether it's shipping, accessorial, or demurrage. Now to do that in here, in this shipments table, would create duplicate rows. So shipment ID 1001 would have to have 3 lines to equate for each of the 3 cost lines, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this table into 2. To do that, I want to create a reference of this table. I want this shipments table here to almost be the master table that I'm going to refer to. And I'll show you what that means. So if I right click on this and hit reference, this will create a shipments to table. Now if I show you in the advanced editor, the source of this table is the shipments table, this here. So what I want to refer to this as my primary shipments table. So shipments primary. Yeah, just to show you the source, if I click on the advanced editor, you can see it automatically changes that it's looking at the shipments primary table. What that now means is any changes I make in this table here will be reflected in this table here. So I don't want to be making changes to this primary table. I'm going to use this as my base source location. So I'm also going to remove the tick enable load because I don't want this to appear in my data model. As I'm going to create references to this table, those are the tables that I want to appear. So the first table I'm going to use is this shipments. Take out the name and just call this shipments. Then what I want to do with this table is delete that costs, because I'm going to create another table that I can link to this one that has the cost information exactly how I want it. So I'm just going to select these columns and hit the delete key. And you can see it's add a new step of remove columns. Okay. What I then need to do is create the finance table. So if I then again reference, I've got the new reference table here. I want to call this shipment cost. And this will be my finance table. So all I need really here is the shipment ID to link it back to the original shipments table and the 3 cost lines. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the columns I want to keep this time and remove other columns. Now what that gives me is just the data that I want. Let's move the shipment ID over here. I don't know why it does that, slightly confusing, but there we are. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create 2 columns and remove these 3. So I want a column that will tell me the shipping cost type. So a column that will have a list of values that say shipping and accessorial, and for each of those shipments, what the value is in these fields. And to do that in Power BI, it's very simple. I'm going to select these 3 columns and I'm going to unpivot them. What Power BI will do, for each of the shipments, it will create an attribute and a value. Now the attribute is the column header that we had, as you can see here, where we've got 2 costs. Shipment ID 1003 has been replicated twice because we have an accessorial and a shipping cost in there. Now I can then take this to rename this column. So I want this the cost type. Just simply double click and type. And then I want the cost. Save. Now to get this into a format I want, I'm also going to set this to a fixed decimal number. Now a fixed decimal number is basically a currency in Power BI. But what I want to do, I want to make sure it's in the right format. based on region. So when I select using locale, I can select this to a fixed decimal number and make sure it's set to English United Kingdom where I'm at. Sometimes you'll be doing data models for other countries. I sometimes work in European customers and have to do them in euros, so you can set that here. I'm going to click OK. Save. That's done that piece of work now, and I've got the shipment ID table. If I go back to shipments, one thing I want to do is on the weight, is make sure that the weight is a whole number. It's always a whole number in this data set, and kilos is also a whole number. Those are already there. Right, so what I'm going to do, I've got my two cost tables now. I'm going to hit close and apply and feed that into my data model. So what I want to do now is, as we went through in the previous video, just validate the relationships. I've added new data in. Go shipments and shipment costs. It's built a one-to-many relationship there. Just to show you why I did that, what I want to do is what I can analyze quickly now, quick pie chart, is show you by cost type the cost. So because I've been able to do that, let's put all the costs in one column, it's easier to report on. So there you go. Take you through some more advanced, some more Power Query work in the next video. Please hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying these, and I shall see you soon. Thanks, goodbye.